radio products. It's very simple. I don't know why anyone would put their money in that.
KB2 UKA.
Absolutely. Hold on, I'm gonna get this phone. But actually, closed source software, you can't manipulate it nothing. Be right back into here.
Yeah, Doug, go to Mikey's QRZ page and click on where it says Airy.
All right, let me take a look. What's up, guys? Mike, Rich. I don't know who else is in there. Hope you guys had a nice Saturday. Let me take a look. KB2 UKA.
What's up, Doug? I'm in here, too. I just stepped out for a minute.
Oh, Harry, what's up, brother? Man, I'm going to Dayton next year. I've never gone. I should have went this year.
Good afternoon, Doug. Oh, good evening. Look at it. It's after 6 already.
What's up, Richie? Sounding marvelous, my friend. Yeah, it's Saturday's almost over. What am I clicking on here, Mike? I'm on his QRZ page.
Yeah, just click on the Aries banner and then you'll
Scroll down to where it says ARES. Click on.
There's the whole build. All right, cool. Let me take a look. KB2 UKA.
Yeah, look at it and drool.
And when you get time, I get RF coming in here for some reason. I don't know why.
You got common mode?
Into it. I could see it in the pan adapter when it does. I wonder if I got anything extra plugged in I don't need.
Yeah, figure out where it's coming from. Is it coming down on the coax or is it radiated?
Yeah, Mike, it came out really, really nice. It's sweet. It's really, really sweet. Great job.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Doug.
Your pure signal's working. You're 10-15 over. Sounding great.
I'm not on it now, actually. I'm on the baby amp. Right now, the Aries is out of line because I got some other things that I have to do to it. I think I'm going to constantly be updating this until it's perfect because of my ADHD, you could say.
Yeah, why not, man? You're doing. You said you're doing the air coils.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
He was on it yesterday. It was 25 over.
I'm going to be doing something with the Arduino Nano in there as well.
Nice, nice. What was that, Mike? N2LYM. What'd you say?
Yesterday, it was 25 over here. It sounded like $1 million.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, last night when you were using it, MDX, it was you were booming in. You're booming in now, though. Well, how much power are you running?
Right now, the Hermes is going into the little RM Italy. It's doing about 100 watts.
Yeah, well, conditions are good. You're almost 20 over. You're like solid 15. How are you copying me?
Yeah, 20, 25 over.
All right, good, good. Everything's working. Everything's working here. All right, good.
At that time, you were 30 over.
Boom. Do you guys see the video from Dayton from the guy that owns Tentec?
No. Was he doing something?
Oh my God! I'll send it to you guys. I'll send you the link later. Well, he also owns Alpha, right? It's a guy that also owns Alpha. He's releasing a $7,000 antenna tuner.
Screw that. What about a new radio from Tentec? That would be nice.
That's the guy that had the Prometheus amp, the 10 kilowatt, the 2 kilowatt solid state amp.
You are correct. That's him. And he bought Ten-Tac and he bought Alpha. And I'll tell you, the tuner, it looks good. Like it. He said the switches inside are custom made. It can handle like 10 kilowatts. Something like that. But he said something really, really strange because it's a desktop tuner. All right. It's got an LCD screen, and he says in the video, he goes, yeah, and you could put this thing right outside at the antenna feed point. But it's not a waterproof tuner.
Yeah, that is a problem. Even when it is waterproof, it's not hermetic.
Right. So hold on, I'll send you guys the link. Let me find it. KB2UKA.
Is this the famous Alpha 4040 antenna tuner?
It might be the one that never came to market.
Yeah, the one with the vacuum variable.
I think that's it. Hold on, let me find the video. I'll send you all the link.
That's not just any old antenna tuner. Supposedly it has a built-in VNA. It shows you your antenna impedance in real time, or it was supposed to.
That's it, and he talks about that. He says it's going to ship soon, but allegedly he's been saying this for like years.
Yeah, well, realize the LP100A has been doing that for years, since, what was it, 2016?
Right, well, I have one of those.
Yeah, that'll tell you the reactive element.
Yeah, he talks about it. He says you can do it under full load, and it'll tell you the true characteristics of the antenna.
Yeah, for $7,000. It's probably not even a true differential tuner. They got 2 variable inductors in there?
Yes, I believe so. Harry, do I have your email?
I'm not sure. I'll text it to you, Doug. I don't want to put it out over the...
Yeah, shoot it to me right now so I could send this thing.
That'll even draw a Smith chart for you, supposedly.
All right, take a look at that. You guys just got it. It's probably in the... Hold on. He starts talking about... Hold on. It's got an antenna. It's got a web server built in. 4 antenna switches. Go to like 3 minutes. Go to 3 minutes of the video. He starts talking about it.
Yeah, you should have vacuum relays, not switches.
Well, no, he's talking about it, the antenna switches, not the relays.
Yeah, you should have vacuum relays for antenna switches.
Okay, yeah. Just take it. It looks robust, but I don't think the thing's ever coming to market.
You know how long they've been talking about this?
I think it's been about 5 years.
Oh, a lot longer than that. Yeah, this is the guy that owned Distronics. That's what it was.
Yeah, and whatever happened to that amplifier that you mentioned? Did that thing ever come to market?
Yeah, the Prometheus. Yeah, for $10,000.
Oh, God.
Nice, though, I have to admit myself, but he used regular MOSFETs.
Bro, these Flex guys are going nuts. It's like crack. They're like, I'm looking at the Flex Facebook page. How do I trade in my 6600? I need to do it now. There's no link on the website for trading in for the 84M, 8400M. What do I do? They're going nuts.
Yeah, for what? It doesn't have anything special.
It is nothing special. What would have been impressive, instead of like unveiling this new box, they should have lifted a screen and had a TV screen and showing you the brand new Smart SDR, fully functional, and it should have started with a two-tone and showing the correction happening, and then said it goes with our new radio. These things, the software, it's in the name. The software defines how it all works. And they just released a new box, like you said, Mike. You know, they went from a Pentium 1 to a Pentium 2. That's all they did.
That's pretty much it, man. It seems like you could sell anybody anything. You know, you change a model number on something and you tell them, hey, it's a little faster, and that's it. They want to drain their bank accounts for it.
No new audio codec, like nothing that actually makes anything cooler.
The Flex will be cool when they give me a schematic with the radio.
Yeah, that, and then can I change my skins?
Oh, but wait, Mike. When they update the software, at least a year from now, you're going to have analog meters.
Ooh, wow. Are they going to be like 3D?
No, they don't even look. They look like the regular slice thing. It's the same colors. It's a Flex color. It's horrible. It's horrible. And Mike Walker said this took us a really long time because analog meters are not as simple as you think.
What's your freaking?
Yeah, they bought Bob's own meter and they integrated.
Yeah, many years ago.
It's Bob's own meter, Mike.
Are you kidding me? Oh, these guys, they can't even create an analog meter? They ain't never getting pure signal.
I think they're Microsoft buying up the competition.
They can't create an analog meter. They're going to create pure signal.
Got a model of physics.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Is this the same company that got government contract?
Well, that tells you everything you need to know. What do you think they do when you trade in your 6600 for an 8400? They strip the boards and they put it in the military radios.
Unbelievable.
I don't think so.
I got some racket. Hey, listen. Hi, this is Mike Walker from Flex. Send me 10 grand and I'll put aside an 8400 for you, and then I'll ship it out to you in the year 2027.
I don't think so.
Well, think about it, Mike. Yeah, the radios have to be encrypted, but I bet most of the components are the same as what we're working with.
The radios don't have to be encrypted. That could be supplied externally.
So what, you think there's strict rules on what the PA has to be and what it's got to be made of and all that?
Well, there's a specification it has to meet for things like temperature and vibration and so forth. All the little connectors would be flying off.
Yeah, I wonder if Flex has an EMP rating.
Dell tablet thing. That dinky ass, outdated Dell tablet thing in the Maestro. That was got. When I opened up the Maestro, and I said, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, we had an EMP rating.
A Dell outdated tablet. I used to lock up all the time.
Yeah, that was their Maestro. It was a Dell tab.
What a POS.
Is that what's in their new one also?
No, that was an A model.
Tablet.
That was an A model. The B model is a different tab. What do you want? They're based out of Austin, Texas. That's all you need to know.
You know what their best radio was? I'm going to be honest. You know what their best radio was? For me, I enjoyed the Flex 5000. You know, aside from the Firewire, I could have did without, but it was open, so you could do anything with the Flex 5000. It was so nice. That was their best radio.
I never should have sold it. I agree. And there's also a Pure Signal mod floating around out there for it.
That was their best radio, was the Flex 5000. And I'm telling you.
I absolutely loved it. When I got back into the hobby in 2020, I bought a 7300. 3 months later, I found a used 5000. And I never, ever should have sold it.
Yeah, a lot of the Pure Signal things floating around for the Flexes, it's not the full boat. It's only amplitude correct.
The 2 meter thing? Damn, I put the transverter on there. I did a video, I think, on that. You get the transverter from Ukraine for 6 meters. What was it? Not 6 meters. For the 440. That's what it was. Anyway, but yeah, it was great. It was great. That radio was awesome.
I don't remember. Mine didn't have the tuner. I think it was the 5000A, right?
Yeah, 5000A. I had a few different date codes on them. I had like 3 of them. And I was running the Darren software, the WK9S, whatever it is. And I had the skins that I made up for it, and I loved it. It was a good radio. And if you had the Flex Firewire, which was properly shielded, yes, it was actually a well-done cable. That actually worked. And that cable was really good.
So I had to buy a Firewire PCIe board. I wonder, can you convert that yet? Like, can you come out of the Flex now? Is there like a USB Firewire dongle?
There's actually a lot of different adapters on Amazon right now for that.
I wonder if they work.
Wire and USB.
I'm sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Check different things. Does it work? I don't know. You would have to test it out. See, I would buy a couple of different flavors, and whatever one worked, I would keep and send the rest back.
Because that might be a fun little radio to play with if one comes up used, but I don't want to put a Firewire card in anymore.
Get a separate PC just for the Flex. You could do that, and then you could download Darren's new latest version of Power SDR, which is fantastic. He did a great job with that. He's done a lot of work with that. So kudos to Darren. Very nice guy and knows his stuff. N2MDX.
KB2 UKA. If I remember correctly, it looks just like Thetis.
Yeah, it's got that same feel. That's what I'm saying. That was their best Flex, dude. Not this 6,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11, 12, 13,000 series.
It's the 6,000 signature series all over again.
Don't worry about it. In 2 weeks, they're going to have the 9,000 series. It comes with a bag of chips.
And Pure Signal's coming any day now. Any day.
Any day, but not before August 2025.
All the guys that bought in are going to be SK before they get pure signal. Pity them.
They even had a slide in their PowerPoint that when they update Smart SDR, NR and MB are finally going to work. They can't even give these guys noise reduction. They've been waiting on it for years, and now all of a sudden they're going to have the pure signal algorithm.
Hey Doug, if you want that update with the pure signal, that's a $400 upgrade.
I bet it will be. They're going to charge for it.
Yeah, and then they're going to change the software in 3 weeks and charge you $200 for a new version 5.0.
They said no.
You know what's funny? The guy who makes their Smart SDR for Mac, the German guy, he's actually very smart, and it runs flawlessly. It never has a friggin' issue. I used to run it. I bet this guy could have pure signal working in that Mac software next week, and I bet they won't let him do it.
That software does work okay on the iOS, but if you lose your internet connection, that's just like anything anyway.
Yeah, but I bet he can get it. I bet he could get that. I bet he could get it programmed right away, and he's probably got to sit back until they tell him he's allowed to do it.
I think your amp will be hung up, Mike.
Internet connection, you can't use your radio.
And if you're going through an amp, it might be hung up.
Wait, no, what was that?
Dog timer. See, that's why I don't like the software protection things.
That's run a remote, and then you lose connection, and then your amp is hung up.
Yeah, you're supposed to implement something called a watchdog timer to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Thetis has watchdog, doesn't it?
And you got to reset it every so much time. And if you don't reset it, it shuts things off.
Yeah, Thetis has network watchdog. So I have that will that resets the software if the network becomes inactive. So I've always had that checked on. I don't know what the hell it does.
It's exactly what you said. When you lose connection, it shuts off if you have an amp connected or anything else that's, you know what I'm saying?
Guys, I'm going to check out of here for a little while. I'll catch you down on 75 later on tonight. Good QSO. 73, guys. See you later.
All right, Harry, take care.
Hey, Harry, totally.
All right, 73, Harry, and swim here.
W2Q it.
Hey, man, the Flex 5000, they're good. I didn't care for the 3000. I thought it was just very RF prone. Had a lot of issues, but 5000, hell of a radio.
Now, what do we think ICOM's up to with their circuit boards under a glass cabinet?
That's a bunch of POS, man. I mean, it looks like they took apart a 7610.
Hey, here's the rub. After the Hermes Light 2, these guys, their backs against the wall.
Big time, big time. You could get a full functional SDR rig with adaptive pre-distortion for $500.
Hybrid SDR crap.
You guys...
Yeah, Mike.
ICOM's got to stop with this hybrid SDR nonsense.
Tom's got pure signal now, didn't you?
It's digital pure signal. It only works with their PW2.
All right, well, we want to see it to believe.
So they're not going to tell us what was under that glass box until August of this year at the Tokyo Hamfest.
Like I said, they got a lot of catching up to do. For that kind of bang for the buck, I mean, You could buy a Hermes Light 2 and a spare one for less than their cheapest radio.
Or a Hermes Light 2 and an amplifier.
So you mean to tell me that guy over there at ICOM is actually breaking away from his 2.9 code of conduct?
Well, no one said that, Mike. They'll come out with a $6,000 SDR that only does 2.9.
That's so... God, that would be laughed right off the mark.
Well, you got to realize Apache Labs has more flexibility because they don't supply the software with the hardware. They only supply the hardware.
Imagine that 2.9 SDR. That's a joke.
You know why they limit their bandwidth at 2.9?
I heard Bob Heil had something to do with it recently, but go ahead.
They can't make the spectral purity numbers with a wider bandwidth.
That says a lot. It's the same case with Yaesu. I mean, they're so filthy.
Listen, Yaesu, if you have your ALC adjusted right and you got a 1,000-watt amp and you're running it at 600 watts, they're still putting out IMD like crazy. I don't know what's wrong with them.
I had the 101D here.
Look at the 990. Kenwood flagship radio at one
amazing
point.
receiver.
It was 12 kilohertz wide.
Videos on it, excellent, but the transmitter was so filthy.
Hey, double with you, Mike. Yeah, so look at the Kenwood 990, their flagship radio at one point. It was 12 kilohertz wide.
Yeah, I was saying, I had the 101D here. It was a beautiful radio. It was beautiful to look at, beautiful to operate. The receive was excellent. The VC tune, all the filters, all the shebang. I loved it. But on transmit, it was just completely dirty.
Yeah, Richie said he couldn't get the audio he wanted out of it.
I had outboard gear, inboard gear, side gear, 360 gear. Yeah, it didn't, yeah.
That's why I switched to the SDR. That was the move. That's why I went to SDR. The whole amateur radio community got upset with me when I turned on the Yaesu and I found all the problems. And I found problems received. First of all, the hardware is insufficient.
What's up, Andy?
The processor chip that they're using in there to control the DSP and all the digital stuff, it's insufficient. There is no firmware update that can fix it.
That's the beauty of SDR. Every time you upgrade the computer side, you get a quantum jump in performance.
I from the first day I put the 101D on the table, turned it on. It took well, I had to navigate it, so that was about 4 hours of learning to navigate. And then by the end of the night, I was very, very disappointed. Just in the receive alone, it started distorting on its own. I go to the Yaesu I/O groups, and they say, well, you got to shut the second receiver off, then turn it back on. I'm like, and I'm thinking about all the people on the radio, everybody that told me, get that radio, it's the best thing since sliced bread. And I just, I right then and there I realized, and I didn't say another word. And I knew, I tried, and the only fix I did come up with to help it, which was a major improvement, was to retard the AGC timing. When you retard the AGC timing, it gives the DSP processor a chance to catch up.
And how do you manage to do that?
In the menu, you have AGC slow, medium, and fast. The slow, I think, is factory set from, 200, 240, something like that. You got to change it to a minimum of 740 milliseconds. And then that's for fast. So now you have to run it in the fast operation.
Sorry, guys. I had my damn speakers on this whole time, not the headphones. You were probably getting echo.
That they don't go below 740. So you got to make
What's
sure.
up, DJ?
The fast is 740. I think the medium is like, I forget where it was, almost just under 1500. I did it in like octaves, so to speak, but it doesn't really work that way. And that was the fix. And then for the best setting overall, it was at 740. And I ran it in manual AGC fast with the AGC timing at 740.
Oh, okay. All right. You just mean slow down the AGC. Okay. Yeah, well, when that radio came out, like you said, Richie, 6 months to a year later, everyone was still, what was I on? I think I was on a Sun SDR at the time. Everyone was like, you got to get this radio. It's the best thing. And, I was just trying to order an Anon 7000. That's all I was trying to do.
Our radios were taken off. You're gonna look at the stores that sell the radios, right? The Yaesu is a big seller for them. So what did they do? Take for example, I don't want to listen. If I was a big box store, let's put it like that. Let's say I'm the big box store, the biggest around. I bought everybody up. I don't need to say more than that. I get my top DXers in my area that we know as customers, and we may know them personally, but I get my top DXers, and you know what they get? They get the demo radios. I give every single one of my top DXers the demo 101 MP, the MPs. We write that off, because you got to get the radios out there to be advertised. And then once these guys, because they got the radio for free, and they don't know shit from Shinola anyway, and they're going to tell you it's the greatest thing in the world. Okay? They didn't pay for it. They're going to tell you it's the greatest thing in the world and tell everybody you got to buy them how great they are. And until you get one, and if you actually know how to operate a radio, which 95% of the people don't know nothing. And see, this is where I get in trouble from telling the truth. Most people don't know what it's supposed to do, how it's supposed to work, how it's supposed to sound. But if everybody's saying it's great, they got to say it's great too, because, what could they say? They just shelled out all that money.
Man, you gave all the secrets up, man. Over.
What's up, Ray? Hold on, let me see if I have it. Richie, I'm 44 years old in June. 20 years ago, when I became a general, I was in my mid-20s. Okay, I think back. I got licensed as a kid at 13. I probably played around with it till 15 or 16. Then I finished high school, went to college. In my mid-20s, I picked it up again. I never let my license expire. I remember buying gear in my mid-20s. I bought an AL811. I bought, what radio did a Yaesu FT950. I wasn't adjusting ALC. I was exactly what you just described, okay? I took the radio out of the box. I plugged it in. I turned it on. I adjusted the power, and I was off to the races. I must have had IMD from here to Kingdom Come, and I didn't give a crap. And SDRs weren't popular then, and no one, you'd hear it, but no one really said anything. And you are correct. If you get 10 guys in a room, 6 or 7 of them are still operating that way.
Are you done talking?
Yeah, I'm done talking.
I said for the third time, Alpha is out of their minds with that antenna tuner. It doesn't cut the mustard. A mechanic, the Rube Goldberg switch in the back of it. Come on.
I told you you'd like the video.
It only has one inductor.
Oh, it only had one. Yeah, well, that's their new dream tuner.
It's not for me. It's for those flex guys.
No, it's not a tuner, genius.
That's a clackety-clack, isn't it?
Better. Yeah, the Tuna Genius is marbles in a can tuner.
Right, for $7,000, Ray, I expect to get vacuum relays switching my antenna.
Nope, little relays, little teeny-weeny sealed relays that are junk.
You saw the video, Ray?
Of that, it's got a rotary arrangement with a step remote.
No, I'm talking about the Tuner Genius.
You got to see this video from Dayton, the 10 Tech guy. He's releasing a $7,000 tuner.
The guy is a moron. He's brain dead.
I'll forward it to you.
What Richie is telling you is absolutely right. The only way the Yaesu radio DSP works is having the AGC of 740 milliseconds. Otherwise, the radio doesn't work. Over.
And they can't fix that with firmware?
They haven't got a clue.
What a shame. What a shame. It's like, you know, that's the Ford of ham radios at your work.
That don't know shit about audio, that sounds like shit. It was me, the dummy, who came up with the fix.
I said, that's Richie's fix.
No, right, that's what I'm telling Mike and everybody else. I'm the guy that realized what the problem was. There is no firmware fix. It's a slow processor. So what you have to do is slow down the radio so the processor can keep up.
Do you still have it?
Brand new I put it back in the box. It's been in the box since last
What's up,
April
Mark?
when I took out the Hermes. And I have an FTDX10. It's the same thing. Now, is the VC Tune good? The VC Tune is excellent. I have no complaints about the VC Tune. But there are certain features they missed the boat with the digital hardware. They put the wrong processor in the radio. ICOM actually went the better route. They went less bits, faster processor. Yaesu went more bits, slower processor.
Hey, Richie, the guy that constantly says that your audio sucks and you don't know what you're doing, don't listen to him. He sounds like he's talking with broken teeth. Over.
Ray, I'm on different platforms, right? Right now I'm on a Raspberry Pi computer, no audio gear at all. I'm working with the programmer. We went from a 3-band EQ. I got a 6-band EQ. Another gentleman didn't want the EQ. I was prepared to get a 10-band EQ. He was willing to do it. The guy in Portugal, no, you don't need it. He didn't want it. So he's trying to make everybody happy. But in the end, I'm going to get the code handwritten to me, and I'll edit my own file.
Send him a good bottle of scotch. Action talks, bullshit walks.
So, that's what I'm up against. He's willing to give me, it's already in the WDSP. The WDSP file and the programming in the WDSP, it's already incorporated. Warren Pratt and a bunch of other professors prepared this WDSP file and program, and that's what runs the SDR radio. The 10-band EQ is in there. I could take a picture of it. It's not enabled in the Pi HP SDR. And the reason they didn't enable it is because it was using Raspberry Pi computers. I can see that. They had to slow things down and restrict some things so that it would work on a weak processing platform. But now with the Pi 5 and future advancements, it's a game changer. We don't have to worry about slowing the stuff down anymore. Another example, right? Like the biggest problem is these guys with the Thetis. They run these old lab. They don't realize you bought a radio, you bought a Hermes, you bought an Anon, right? Whatever it was, spent thousands of dollars. That's not the radio. That is a converter. It's an up-down converter. That's all that is. The radio is your computer and the software. That is the radio. And if you're going to run the software that's going to demand processing power, when you start turning things up and filters up and buffers up, you need the power, the CPU power. You need a fast computer. High megahertz, multi-threads, at least 8 cores if you want to run it with no problems at all. Full boat, without the lag and all the other crap. Now, I'm going to hear flack. People will say, oh, I don't have to do. Yeah, that's fine for you, but you don't run my settings. If you ran my settings, your machine would go over to 60%, 70% CPU usage.
Why is my audio flickering? That's what you get. Well, that's why.
You did the same. You know too. You gotta. It's the computer. You need a supercomputer. Only because the Windows machines have a lot of bloatware. That's just the way it is now. There are older operating systems that will work good on a slower PC. But you got to go back to Windows 7. Things like that, of that nature, where they don't require that much processing power. They don't need that much memory to run. But he's not writing the software to accommodate those old operating systems. He's moving on with the higher net frame and other things because the software is evolving. It's using more. So you need the newer operating systems to run it.
I do just fine with my 10-year-old Windows 7 laptop.
All right, so here's the deal. Let me see if Richie's 100% correct. It's like a gaming computer, right? You want to play certain games, so you need a certain graphics card. And what happens is when you go to play certain games that require a certain graphics card, the game won't load. But see, here's the difference. The computer knows that, the video card knows that, and the game that you're trying to play knows that. But when you're dealing with a SDR radio, they don't have that capability of telling you. So it does other things like freak the frick out. So Richie's right on point.
Well, that's what was bringing me to the next topic I mentioned 2 weeks ago. He needs to update the software and then specify specifications that the software requires. Period. You got to put that in there. And if you don't meet the specifications, a CPU, operating system, whatever, it should tell you right there, do not use.
Your computer's benchmarked when you first install Thetis, right? It benchmarks all the FFTs and it figures out how much time it takes. So the software does know what your computer's capable of.
The radio song, they seem to still turn on though, right?
Yeah, Roger. Well, Richie probably running some wild settings with huge buffers or something. I'm running Thetis, voice meter, banana, potato, and a whole bunch of other things. I got an email client, and I got a web browser with probably 200 open windows on an old i7 with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Did you call it a banana?
Windows, tell them the Windows version.
The banana, but I'm using the potato. But the potato comes with the banana, so go.
What version of Windows are you running?
7 Ultimate.
That's probably why.
Now you're getting to the crux of the matter. Bloated C code from Microsoft.
Yep. the operating its system itself requires more friggin' horsepower.
Well, the latest operating system spies on you and emails back your data.
Yeah, can you shut that off?
No. When you agree to the EULA, you give them permission.
Good, I hope they could decipher all my FT8 tones.
Operating error comes back to the operator. Inadequate equipment or not configured correctly. Not every system is equal. So, be prepared. The computer is your investment. The software is kind of free for now. It's not always going to be free. I don't think they could charge for this type of software unless they stop. Even if they were to stop upgrading it and leave it just where they have it with all the features, this would last another 10 years or more without anybody wanting anything. It's that good. But as time progresses and new features are available, the human is flawed. Humans are flawed. We're greedy. We want everything. We want it now. We want things, if it's in development, we want it. We don't care if it's going to crash the system. We got to have that feature because Johnny Boy across the street bought the new stick of gum, the new flavor gum. Everybody's got to try it. And you just got to relax. Everybody just needs to, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Leave it alone. Doesn't matter what version you're on. If the features work, leave it alone.
Yeah, well, you got to realize anybody who lives their life like that, Richie, is a fool. Keeping up with the Joneses, dweeb.
My point. That's exactly right. Keeping up with the Joneses. People are flawed. They have to have everything everybody else has. I'll give you an example. Take the mom down the road. Her husband's a banker, whatever, a vice president of. They're making $350,000 a year. He buys his wife a new SUV, take the kids up to school. They can afford it. Julie down the road, her husband's a mechanic, an auto mechanic. Okay, he works in a dealership making dealer money. She's got a part-time job. She watches the kids. She wants a new SUV. So she drives her husband insane, makes him work 60 hours a week, aggravates the shit out of him because she can no longer drive the kids to the bus stop in the old SUV. She needs the new SUV. So Julie bankrupts the family, her husband divorces her, and the family goes down the drain.
There's only one problem with that story.
That is great.
He didn't give her a backhand.
No, the other wife with the banker, she's busting his balls too, I'm sure.
That's funny. That is funny.
But he can
she's spending all this shit.
There's a difference. He can afford to do it.
Yeah, Richie, it's why, I got a buddy that works at, I forgot the name of the damn company. It's the debt consolidation company. He said for the last 24 months, this is where they settle all your credit card debt and you pay them every month instead. For the last 24 months, he said the company nationally is breaking each prior month's record in debt that they're consolidating. I think what you're about to see in the next 18 months is going to make 2008 look like a cakewalk.
The American people carry $2 trillion in credit card debt.
KB2 UKA.
Now that's debt. That's money that they never pay off. They pay the minimum.
Yup, at 29.9%.
Taught, and this is my motto. When I get a credit card statement, it's paid in full. every single month. If I purchase something, when the statement comes in, it's paid in full every time. We were taught. Now, I don't want to piss anybody off because not everybody can do that. But you gotta learn to curb your spending. If you don't have the money, go out and get another job. You shouldn't be on the radio. Get the hell off the radio. The things you want, you got to charge it, and then you can't pay for it. You shouldn't even be on the radio. Go get a second job. That's where I get people pissed off. I'm telling the truth.
No, well, the bank calls you a deadbeat. I do the same thing, Rich. Not only that, but at the end of the year, they send me $1,000. So the money's coming from them to me.
Good old cash back. That's why I don't use cash.
They're conditioning us for cashless currency.
Mike, if I gotta go purchase something, I get the money, I could take the money and go do what I gotta do. I normally don't carry much money, $20-$30 for the day or whatever it is I need. I'll refresh it, and it is what it is. However, I could put $20 in my pocket. It could last me a couple weeks if I don't, as long as I bring the food from home or whatever. It's just, and the gas goes on the credit card anyway. I always charge the gas. It's just a convenience. Even though you pay more at the pump, but I don't know. I get the cash back on the gas anyway, 5%. Even though I think they back it up in the difference at the pump, so whatever you gain, you pay more. But the thing is, if you lose your wallet, you lose a credit card, you can cancel it. You lose your wallet, you lose your money, you don't get the money back.
Buy your gas at Costco. It's a dime off the local resellers, and you get 5% back.
Do you know what a family of four? Do you know what it costs a family of four right now to eat at McDonald's?
About
I got
close
a
to
family of
$80,
5. I'm well aware.
Depending if you get all the meals. No, realistically, family of 4, I would say at least $60.
60, hold on. 60 to $80, okay? Maybe one of your kids wants a McFlurry, all right? Now, you know what inflation also does? And Mikey knows about this, okay? What's sales tax based on? It's a percentage of what?
Yeah, it's tax upon tax. The Beatles did a song about it.
Yeah, okay. So, well, you think New York State wants inflation to go down, okay? They're getting tax on an $80 for 4 people. They're getting sales tax on 4 Big Mac meals at $80 now, okay? Where 10 years ago, a family of 4 was eating at McDonald's for $25. Tax rate stayed the same. But that 9.8% or whatever the hell it is, 10.2, whatever it is here, now you're just charging it on a bigger number. They're loving it they'll turn around and they'll point the finger at the CEO of McDonald's and the CEO of Lay's potato chips and say, "What are you doing charging this much money?" Even though it costs the guy at Lay's more money to buy a potato. But yeah. The states are raking it in right now.
I'm the tax man.
Doug, and I agree, Doug. You see, and you're absolutely right. Well, that was the reason for the increase in minimum wage. You increase the minimum wage, the consumer has to pay more for the product. You pay more for the product, you pay more taxes. I thought we were at 8.75. It went up?
I thought it was in the 9s, but you could be right. And guess what else they get when they force a higher minimum wage? They get more income tax.
Of course.
No, the city imposes an additional sales tax.
Hey, Mikey.
Yeah, right.
That guy Bishop looks like he never missed a meal.
Hey, did you see Chris Christie kissing somebody?
Spot on. What a fat bastard.
Oh, the 10 Tech guy, Ray? Yeah, man. Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah. Send him an email, Ray. Say, hey, 811 here.
Yeah, I wouldn't let that guy near your kids either. He's got a weird look to him.
Yeah, flex guys are like.
Yeah, that Flex guy, him too.
Hi, but I want to give you an upgrade.
The flex guy is actually a felon. He'd been accused of pedophilia.
Oh, no. Really?
Pedophiles and transvestites.
They're in Austin, Texas, aren't they?
No, honest to God, he is.
Yes. If you were going to stick an enema into Texas, you would stick it right in Austin. And maybe push it over a little by San Antonio.
Yeah, Austin's a friggin' epicenter.
I spent a little bit of time there on business. And let me tell you, there were signs all over the place. Keep Austin weird.
Oh, you cut off at the end. Keep it what?
Weird. Keep Austin weird. There were signs all over.
God. Only place in Texas I've ever been was Plano.
I'll tell you one thing. On the outskirts of Austin, there was some mighty fine steak eating.
Oh, I'm sure there was. I did 90 miles an hour on George W. Bush Boulevard, Turnpike, or whatever the hell it is. Speed limit was 80.
Better watch it. One of them Texas Rangers may latch onto your ass.
Yeah, but see, I was in a rental, so I had Texas plates.
Oh, you were incognito. It's like you had a mask on.
Right. Yeah, they don't want to see New York plates there. I don't blame them.
If you go into Austin, I'm talking on a weeknight now, things don't start to happen until about 1 a.m.
Well, isn't there a song about that? The freaks come out at night?
That's when all the police,
Yeah, they unload from the colleges.
that's when all the police punch out and go home.
I don't think so. I think they're 24/7.
All right, gentlemen, this was fun. I got to go help my daughter with something. You guys have a great night. KB2 UKA, and I don't want anyone buying a 10 Tech Alpha Delta antenna tuner.
Douchebag says what?
About a 10 Tech.
Yeah, well, look at the guy. He's like a freaking beached whale.
You see where he announced the new 10 Tech Omni 8?
Omni 8?